Wah, 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 wah. There, I live now. We'll see how long until my computer just shits itself. Are you still there?
Yes.
Don't scare me like that. I thought I was alone. Listen, I'm codependent on your friendship. I'm codependent on your friendship. You're my emotional support, Cleo. I need you. Oh, hey, a lookout point. I don't think I've been grabbing these because we were doing our Dragoon honeymoon thing. So I think I was like avoiding picking them up because I was like, we're gonna have to come back here and I'm gonna have to know where the spot is. You know?
Yeah, but it's fun to find them again.
Yeah, it'd be like, was it here on this hill? Maybe it was here.
Even if it wasn't, like, we constantly go to close by locations in order to make better screenshots.
Yeah, screenshots, yeah. I wouldn't mind finding a better barding set for Baron.
Not a fan of the Desert Rose.
I mean, it's not that it's bad, I just know that there's so many out there, and I've just never gotten another one. I have the Suzaku one, but I use that for my racing chocobo. Well,
I have what do I got? What do I got on no, I don't want to mount. Dang it. Let me examine you. I've got the Wayfarers and the Wolf barding on Titania. Because it looks traveler. You know, like she's like Cleo actually travels with this chocobo.
Yeah, and I think that's what I kind of like want Baron to have is like. But here's the thing: I haven't actually like had Baron take an active part in any sort of like RP content in like forever.
I mention at least Titania pretty frequently.
Yeah, like I kind of just Baron kind of went to the wayside. And
He's roosting up in the Bollet's chocobo stable.
Pretty much.
Theo's taking care of him essentially.
Yeah, because she usually just uses her motorcycle. I mean, and let's be real, in game, like my main mount is my Ozma.
Yeah. Still, I make mention of Titania pretty often whenever I do Cleo roleplays.
This woman's in her underwear. The furry mom friend. Oh, okay. Oh, she has freckles too. I'm not the only Heroth with freckles.
Ah.
So Sam's not the only...
okay, they're... Huh? These two are traveling together, I see.
Oh. Nice.
I can only inspect the driver, unfortunately, but I wanna
I was like, the passenger's that green eyes lady.
Yeah, she's cute.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. She also has freckles. So Sam's not the only Heroth with freckles. I've now seen.
Oh damn! You want me to contain your Hrothgar thirst now?
I didn't say I was thirsty. I just said she got freckles. you dirty furry. I saw that in Bulldog chat the other day, and I was like, what? See, this is why I always keep shout chat in like a separate tab, because I knew one day I'd be playing Final Fantasy, and I was like, I am not going anywhere Crystal Data Center in Ul'dah and having that pop up.
Yeah,
just
and
trash.
Also it's just good to not have it, because if somebody says something wrong in shout chat, it'll demonetize you immediately.
That's what I'm saying. I was like, it's just trash. But no, ever since I started posting...
You might say something in the background and then get her taken off YouTube.
No controversial shit.
You can apparently hear Josh's hysterical laughter in the background of
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Say, you can definitely hear that in a lot of quite a few of my videos with Marissa.
I believe it was Rapist Yoda. Your mouth is pretty like a pig, you will.
Oh god.
Yes. Like that.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah, that's the sort of thing that that gets people taken off the internet.
Yeah!
No, you're not. Why would you lie like that? I know.
That man punched me. We need to go back and do the dragon mount farming again, but we need like a proper full party.
Yeah, because mechanics are like, even if we do it unsynced, it's still the pain in the ass.
It's mostly just like ruby weapon and stuff. It's mostly for the weapons.
Well, I don't think that we need ruby weapon if we did the mockdowns.
No,
because I've got the ruby weapon.
Yeah, no, but I meant for the weapons in general.
Yes. Well, yeah, they all have mechanics that instant kill you if you don't do it right, so...
Yeah. Because that really was the only issue we were kind of like running into. Because we're not able to kill them before the insta-kill. Because I'm pretty sure insta-kill is scripted no matter what your damage output is. It's like tied to a certain threshold of damage.
Sometimes. That was especially popular with A Realm Reborn bosses, like with fucking Ifrit. Where it's like, oh, did you kill him too fast? He's just gonna spam Hellfire until you die then.
Or like Ultima Weapon, which once you reach a certain threshold, it starts casting Ultima.
Yeah.
That's a hunt over there, isn't it? Yeah.
Which one? Oh, the bee? Yeah.
Bah, 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 bah.
This one's annoying because these are all marbles.
Oh, my worst fear. Fayen's worst fear, not mine, but... Well, also kind of mine, but it's mostly just Fayen's. Ah!
Yeah, they're disgusting. Nobody likes this.
Yeah, like I said, gonna go find the ancient that made this and says, like, how dare you? And then I actually have this, like, funny headcanon where Fayen goes and does just that, and she's like, I'm gonna find the bitch that made these things, and I'm going to kill them so that they never come to be, and it turns out it was Azim.
I did this. It was my fault.
It was me!
Eudora, why did you do this?
Eudora! How dare you?
Funny.
Yeah, honestly, that was her response, was plant with deep.
I feel like the real answer of why these things are made is because they're they live in like endangered areas, like, you know, vulnerable ecosystems, like, you know, swamps and shit.
Yeah.
So having a big predatory creature that can stop people from polluting, which is really weird because they are a pollutant. They might also just have that O2 part of nature, like in in like D&D. There's a creature called the O2, which is like it's just a big old plant mouth that eats garbage. And they're horribly pollutant, but like they clean up the environment.
Yeah.
So it could be one of those situations where even though they are a horrible pollutant, they are actually cleaning the environment instead.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, like in my headcanon fans, like I'm gonna go back. I have the ability to, and while I'm there, I'm literally gonna find the person that made like the worst creature alive, and I'm gonna like strangle them. I'm gonna smother them with a pillow, and then she finds out it was Asm, and then she was like, "How dare you?"
And then Fan has a moment where she's like, "Oh yeah, no wonder why I hate myself."
Yeah, honestly, that was her response. Was like, "This is why I hate myself." Zoe, stop it. I am trying to do fate farming and you're middling. Zoe's been very cleany lately.
Aw.
Well, so, I had gone to work, Thursday, and I came back and they were shooting off fireworks. And Zoe hates fireworks. And she had peed in her kennel. And just coated herself, like, neck to back legs. And, so I came home, and I didn't even get out of my work clothes. I just crawled in the shower with her and scrubbed her down. And I was like, yeah, we are taking care of this right now. Like, right now, Stinky.
Right fucking meow?
Right fucking meow. Even though she's a dog. I just got an Azurite Demiatma.
Yeah, you can get Demiatmas here. This is the other reason why people do farming outside of the Occult Crescent.
Hell yeah, I should have just done this from the get-go.
Well, you gotta unlock it, but yeah.
Come here, serpent. Do not put this man on the rock. Oh, I always hate that with freaking boss farming. When they're like, let's just put him at an awkward angle on a rock. Like hunt trains, when hunt trains do that shit. I miss going on hunt trains, though.
Yeah.
I'm no longer, like, I don't know. So when I worked night shift, I could go to bed after the hunt train if I stayed up long enough. But now that I'm on second shift, I don't have time to do the hunt train. Because I'm pretty sure they start at 1:30? Or maybe they end at 1:30, I forget.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
I haven't been on the hunt train since, like, Shadowbringers.
I was catching them there for a minute, but...
Hunt train.
Choo-choo.
There are monsters in this game, and per zone.
What?
You just get out
Monsters
there
in a
with me.
fantasy
Look.
game?
That you watch like a movie, but you can interact with it like a choose your own adventure. Okay. There are monsters in this, in different areas.
Right.
And people will travel area to area, killing those monsters.
Right.
Sequentially. They attack people. And they have really nice rewards, like teeth that you could rip out. Yeah, but these are, like, nice teeth.
Are they waiting? Is that a two-parter?
I don't think so.
Oh, no, they're moving.
No. Yeah, that Palu just talks about something for some reason.
Hmm. But yeah, freaking, I was doing the hunt trains there for a while because I really wanted the mount. So, and I was like, I could do this. I could catch that every day, and then whatever. And now it would kind of be hard to get hunt trains for like older zones, like Shadowbringers and stuff. I think
It's the sort of thing that it's like, you're gonna have to start a free company and then focus on this. Or just like put it in,
Party Finder and hope that
Party
somebody
Finder.
does it. See, that's the thing. I just don't want to host. Because people obviously have those things that they use to get optimal stuffs. Find the spots.
What do you mean? What?
There's people that know maps better than I do. That's all I know.
Oh,
You're like, let's go get hunts. I'm like, where though? How hunt?
Oh, I mean, you could just go online and find a map where people have recorded where they commonly appear.
Yeah, I know. But that's the thing, whenever you host, people are like, do you know where we're going? And I'm like, no, never. I don't. Don't ask me. That's what I'm saying.
Well, you can designate somebody as a navigator while you be the host.
Yeah. I'll host, you take to hunt. I hit, we both get reward. I host, you guide, profit. I think part of why I have so many lookout points and stuff on Feyen that I haven't gotten is probably because I got more of them on Munaska than I did on Feyen.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Was that a knock for us? Okay, maybe not. If you didn't notice, then it wasn't.
Mm.
Sorry. Our Travis's dad tells us when dinner is by knocking on the floor to alert us.
Alert to dinner. Gotcha.
Yeah, ringing the dinner bell by knocking on the floor above us.
That's not ominous. 'Tis the floor
Nah.
bell, my lord. Dinner has been prepared.
Ah, 3 knocks.
Oh god.
That means dinner is ready.
I mean, I can't talk. I'm in a secret society. We have secret knocks.
Wow, that's so nerdy.
It is. They were doing it at the hotel for the fucking multi-state trip, and I was like, why is everybody giving out the secret knock? It's like because it's only Eastern Star on this floor. And I was like, yeah, but still. I was like, I keep hearing the secret knock and it's making me nervous.
Look at how fast these go with just like 4 people.
Oh yeah, no, I love it. That's why it's like I love like doing the grind when there's actually like a group to do it. But there's people that'll like swap between instances and shit to like optimize how many fates they can get. Fuck that.
Fuck that. Yeah, fuck that.
Like
I
don't have that patience. I'm just like, nah, if it's here, it's here. If it's not, I'm too fucking lazy.
Party that I was in last night in the Unlost world, one of the people on their party was like, hey, we should switch instances and go to that one. I'm like, no.
No, I want to stay here.
No, that's a pain in the ass. That requires me to teleport there, load into another thing, and then hope that they have the fates.
Well, and that's the thing, what's it? Hunt trains are the same.
Yeah, at least for zones that have,
like I said, they have people that have it, like, all ready to go, and then they're just like, alright, we're gonna go to this instance, and whatever. Oh.
Do you know why I pulled you over today, sir?
I see you gotta... It's like, I see you got a brake light out.
You're going 85 in a zone that doesn't have any roads, and also you're 500 feet in the air.
Oh, jeez. Gosh. I actually got pulled over the other day. I was crying. Like,
oh, damn.
I didn't actually, like, cry, but I wanted to. I was on my way to work. So, school's obviously back in session, and so there was this bus, and as I was passing, it had its yellow lights flashing, which means it's not stopped yet, like, and if I were to stop, I was gonna stop, like, right in the middle of this bus, where I couldn't see the stop sign, but also I couldn't see kids, and, like, it was a weird, awkward place to stop. So I was like, well, if I just hurry up and get through, then, you know, it's no big deal. Well, I didn't speed up, I just kept going, and then it turned red right as I passed through it. Immediately, sheriff's car, right on my ass. And I was like, oh my gosh, you know. And so I was just, like, cursing to myself, and I pulled into the nearest parking lot, and he's just like, yeah, do you know why I pulled you over? And I was like, I would assume it had to do with the bus. He goes, yeah, when those lights come on, you stop. And I was like, well, they were yellow, so I thought I had time. And he was like, no, they were red. And I was like, no. In my head, I'm like, no, they were yellow. But I was just like, yes, sir, I understand. I just thought I had more time. And I was like, I just didn't want to stop awkwardly in the middle of the road because I wouldn't be able to see. And he was like, you on your way to work? And I was like, yes, sir. And, you know, typical license registration, stuff like that. And I've never gotten in trouble with anything, you know. So I handed him my stuff, and he ran whatever he needed to run, and then he was like, alright, well, I'm giving you a warning today. And I was like, alright, thank you. And then I just went about my day. But, like, instantly it just puts, like, a sour note in your day. And I'm just like, ugh. Like, damn it.
Oh, so he didn't even ticket you?
No. No, I usually, like I said, I've never gotten a ticket. Not really. Like, any ticket that I've ever gotten was one where once you pay it, like, literally whatever happened goes off your driving record or whatever. Because I've never really gotten in trouble. I don't really do anything to get in trouble. So, I don't speed, I don't ride without my seatbelt. I generally take good care of my car, so I don't have to worry about, like, broken lights or anything like that, so, you know, and when they do tell me, I'm like, oh, I'll get that fixed tomorrow, you know, like, my level's no longer synced. Fuck you. Just because I went a little out of the zone.
Yeah, it's such a pain in the ass.
It really is.
Because the monsters, it's something that I notice in the newer zones. Monsters spawn outside of the Fate Ring.
Yeah. And that's what I'm paying attention to, is the monsters.
Yeah, and then you run at them because, you know, they're right there, and you wanna kill them as soon as they spawn, gather them up. And then it's like, haha, you're outside of the zone, you don't get credit anymore, and it's like, fuck you, man.
Yeah. Let's see. So I think I have all the types of Jolly Ranchers I need for the relic. I just have 2 of each, minus the Malachite, which I have 3 of.
I think that you need
3 of each.
Yep.
Yeah, so I only have 3 of the Malachite, but I have all the other Jolly Ranchers.
Jolly Ranchers.
Or a Jolly Rancher.
You're a Jolly Rancher.
No,
you love ranching.
I was like, no, I'm an angry rancher. I ain't jolly.
Why not?
I don't know, because that's a lot of work.
Kinda. That's so true. Ain't nobody got time for that.
No. Happiness in this economy? The Urkel-Kampa. The buggies. They're ugly.
They got a really weird posture.
Yeah, I was just more looking at, like, their back legs. Oh, dude, so I was I was playing a game the other night, and I'm so glad that I wasn't recording, because all of a sudden I felt something crawling on my leg. And I'm not talking
like a cockroach on your leg.
No, it was a cricket. I don't have roaches.
It's summer. They show up everywhere.
Yeah, I know, but no, it was a cricket. Like one of those big black crickets.
Oh, like a mole cricket.
And I was just like, ah! Like, I about like died. Like whole leg came out, like hit the top of my desk, and I was like, ah, get it off of me. Because at first I thought to myself,
crickets are the worst to lose inside your house because it's like.
Then they just chirp all night, and you're like, where the fuck are you? Yeah.
And then anytime you get near them, they shut up, so it's hard to find them.
Yeah, and that's the thing, I don't really care.
You scare them off, and then they fucking start up again.
Right, and that's the thing, I don't really care so much, but, let's lure away these burbs. With some high-end tanking from your end.
Jakku bird.
But yeah, and that's the thing. At first I told myself, when I first felt the sensation on my leg, I was like, okay, that's probably a spider. And I don't mind spiders. Like, I don't even mind bugs, for the most part. But there's something about crickets that I'm just like, because I'm convinced they're gonna bite me, and I know that they're really not. It's just, I don't know, something about it. And I think it's just because their shell's so hard. And so when I felt that weight being applied when it got further up my leg, I was like, oh my gosh, like, what monstrosity is this? And it's like I psyched myself out so bad. Just because this damn cricket, and I was just, I hollered something fierce. Ooh, another Azure Jolly Rancher.
Hooray!
Hooray! Says I'm still in combat. Says I'm still in combat. Fan, get out of fucking combat. No one's fighting you. You're fighting
yeah,
you.
you gotta wait. You gotta wait for the fucking monsters to despawn and like wait a minute. Fighting her demons.
It's like, hold on, can't catch a ride. Too busy fighting my demons. Should have grabbed my tea. But then I'd have to pee like every 2 seconds.
A tragedy.
It is. That's the bad part about being hydrated. Is it's the effects.
Constant peeing.
Constant peeing. That is right. That is right. No, I figure I'll do this for a little bit, and then I guess I'll continue with the main story, because I don't want to do more recording. I want to make progress on the main story.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're in Solace, and then when she goes down, it's Chaba Yuyak, and then when we go up, it's Solace, and then when we go down, it's Chaba Yuyak, and now it's Shades of Grief. And then it'll be Solace, and then if we go down, it's Chaba Yuyak.
What are you talking about?
Whenever you fly and it's telling me, like, where we're at, when you were going up and down, it was like, Solace. Chaba Yuyak. Solace. Chaba Yuyak. I do that to people all the time. Like, when we're waiting for something, I'll just fly in circles and shit. Just do random stuff. So... But no, I'm now that I'm in Gridania for the main story. I'm getting to the part where I'll have to do Sestasha soon, and I know that. But I've already done. But I've done Sestasha like a million times. So. Yeah, Roto's like, why don't you solo the Fates? Because I told him I was going to do some Fate farming. I was like, well, if nobody will join me, I will do them solo. I was like, it's not like I can't. I was like, but you gotta think. I was like, when you have to do, like, 40 plus or 60 plus fates, you know, like to get a rank, I was like, that's a long ass time if I'm just doing it by myself.
I want to say that you have to do.
So it's 6 for the first.
5.
Yeah, I was like, it's 6 for the first, 20 for the second, 40 for the third. And then it's 60 for the fourth rank.
No, thankfully Dawn Trail ends at rank 4. Once you get the 40, you're done.
So what you're saying is I'll just still have to steal you for Shadowbringers then?
Shadowbringers is the worst one because you have to do everything a billion times.
Yeah,
Endwalker is still also kind of shitty, but Dawn Trail's easy. It's 6, then 20, then 40, and then you're done.
Right. So like I said, I'm just gonna have to steal you. We just passed
Probably.
the Chupacabra.
Yeah, it's a Chupa Chupa. It's a Chupa Chup. The Chupa Chupa.
Chupa Chupa. They look like the Chiropterans from Bloodlast Vampire. And I actually love that. I love that that's how they look. So, Urkopacha obviously only gives you the Azure, which means other zones give the other ones.
Yep. Correct.
Yeah, I remember when I was doing my, my Bosnia relic, going out and doing, fates to get materials. Special, essences.
Yeah.
Oh, this plant's in my way, I can't see. Did you hear my comment about Ceremony of Eternal Bonding on my last video?
Yeah. And one day you'll get your own.
Person of the relationship kind. And then when I said that, I said, no wonder I'm fucking single. Like, that's in my head. I'm like, no wonder I'm fucking single. I'm like, ah, yes. I will one day find somebody of the relationship kind. And I was like, who fucking says that? I say that, clearly.
Yeah, you do say that. That's so true.
Listen.
You do say stupid things like that whenever you mean that you're single.
That's the thing. I don't mean to. I'm just dumb. Okay? But, like, at least I'm the cute kind of dumb.
I'm also the cute kind of dumb.
Yeah, but you found your relationship kind person. So I'm still hopeless over here. I still got some work to do. Yeah. It's because I play DPS, isn't it?
That you haven't found a girlfriend?
No, I'm just kidding. I was just being funny. It's because I played Dragoon, isn't it? It's red flag, isn't it? Oh no, it's because
you're a gooner?
No! It's because a freaking, what was it? Oh no, it's because I'm the stereotypical I play an Aura and DPS.
What?
Oh.
What is this stereotype? What do you fucking mean?
It's usually for male Aura, but it's like male Aura plays pugilist, has tragic backstory, and is just like one walking red flag, and they're like considered like the biggest creeps in Final Fantasy.
Oh. Sure?
They always play as a Dotharl, or what's the other one? Oh god.
Oranir?
I mean, yeah, Oranir. Oh, I thought there was another one. No, but I think you're right. It's either a Dotharl or fucking Oranir.
The only ones I could
A
think of,
Hot-Go.
the most popular. A hot go. Oh, yeah, like, what's your face?
Mira.
Yeah.
So, dude, I should honestly just do like a series on Final Fantasy 14 T. Like, just the dumbest shit that I've run into as a role player.
There's lots of people who do similar content.
Oh, I know. Pathra is one of them.
Who?
I watch her content. You can send stories to her, and I've sent a couple.
Has she read any of them?
No. No.
Clearly, they aren't big enough tea.
Maybe they're just too serious. Not enough funny, too much serious.
Yeah, they're not funny in that sad way or sad in that funny way. You gotta, you know,
strike a balance. Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta spice that shit up. Lie.
Just lie. Make something up.
Yeah, make it slightly more funny. Make your tone when you're writing it more entertaining, more humorous.
Well, she has like editors that go in and will rewrite the story so that they can do like anonymity and get the basis of it and make it more entertaining. So it's like I kind of just sent the basic of the story.
Too basic. They need more to go by.
Maybe, or like I said, it was more just. It was the Dalamud's Fall debacle, and but maybe it was just more crazy than like sad or funny, and she was like, "Yeah, I'm not getting into that." But that was some wild stuff. Whoa. More Azure Jolly Ranchers. I now have 4 Azure Jolly Ranchers.
I have so many of them in my,
Well, if I knew the Fates dropped them this freaking easy, I would just have been doing the Fates. I do need better armor, though. My armor's lacking, like, bad.
Yeah. I also falling behind, especially now that I've actually got classes up to speed. It's like, yeah, my classes are all... Viper has the best armor that I could get, and Dark Knight's somewhat behind.
Yeah, I have a ring that's at item level 690 still.
Yeah, I kind of feel like I should go and grind the dungeon for a little bit, and then just get the unified dungeon gear.
Which dungeon?
The latest one.
Oh.
Meso Terminal.
Well, when I reach like a point where I get stuck, I might ask for your assistance in helping me grind to get better gear. Besides, we haven't gotten to do dungeons together in a while.
Yeah. The new dungeon is very creative with mechanics.
Oh boy.
There's one boss fight that is completely unique. They've never done anything like it before.
Well, you know how great I am with mechanics.
You'll be fine. It's not difficult, it's just novel, I'd say.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, in Crescent last night, I was actually impressed with how well I was doing when I'm not trying to carry on a conversation. Like, once I lock in and I focus, like...
When you aren't distracted by Roto's inane questions. Yeah, you're probably doing pretty well.
Like, I was locking in pretty good, honestly, and I was pretty proud of myself. There's just one boss that always kills me regardless, because, one CE that I always die, and it's because, it's the crosses. When there's multiple crosses at the same time and they're at weird angles, I just can't calculate in my head, like, where they're going to be. It's
the giant pot?
Yeah,
the urn one's such a pain in the ass.
It's so hard to me. I can't orient myself enough to know where it's going to drop.
There is a small way that you can help yourself in that they all face the same direction So if you lock your camera to that direction instead of, or like just try to keep your camera pointed that way,
Yeah.
it's usually a little easier to keep track of.
Yeah, but that's really the only one that I was having like a lot of trouble. The other ones I kind of just had to remember how they worked, and then once I remembered how they worked, I was like, okay, yeah, this isn't that bad.
I think it's the one you could get Oracle from. That one's the one that trips me up the most with the spinning laser.
Oh, right,
laser
right.
attacks that are on a timer.
We didn't run into that one, but yeah, no, I know what you're talking about too. My favorite one to run into is the soliciting turtle. I love that one.
Yeah, yeah, everybody loves the turtle.
I'm just like, no solicitation. That's what I always say. I'm like, oh, it's the soliciting turtle.
What are you buying?
What you buying?
Buy it at a high price, stranger.
Recommended
Yeah,
for
he's just the he just talks like the Resident Evil 4 merchant.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. Oh my gosh, freaking Resident Evil and
Oh, I died.
Oh no! I can't switch to Red Mage right now. Crap.
You can use a Phoenix down, but you're also gonna die, so I'm just gonna teleport.
Me? I'm gonna die.
Because our Eternity Ring recharged. I'm back.
Me die? That's funny.
Well, if you had to stand still to use a Phoenix down to revive me, yes, you would die.
Yeah. I remember I used a Phoenix down on you one time when you exploded.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, because I was like, oh, I could just go get another one, so I'm not worried about it. It was during a roleplay. It was in, oh god, it was the Hinterlands?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and you blew up. And I was just like, oh crap, that really killed you. And I forget what Roto said. He was like, I'm not... He said he couldn't, like, raise you for some reason or whatever, or... I don't know, I don't remember. Because he didn't have, like, some class unlocked on something or whatever, and I was like, oh. And I didn't have any classes that could raise in general, because I was still just playing pure Dragoon at this point. Because I was still only in Shadowbringers. I mean, no. No?
You were in Stormblood.
Yeah, I was still just in Stormblood,
you were working
yeah.
into.
Yeah. So I was like...
Oh, is that the whenever they
That was when her
visited
dad came back. Tsukegi.
I was gonna say, is that was that whenever they were doing the they visited that abandoned town?
Yeah.
Hemlock.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't in the steppes though. But it was
no,
the
not in the steppes.
yeah,
it was
no,
in
it
the
was
hinterlands.
yeah. It was the abandoned town, and there was goblins everywhere. And Cleo ran off to kill some, and then because she got so mad because she'd said something she wasn't supposed to say, and then she self-destructed. And then when I used the Phoenix down, Rhoda was like, "Why did you do that? You literally just wasted it." I was like, I don't know, what was I supposed to do? She blew up!
Dinner's ready for me, so I need to go back. I'll be back in a second.
Okie dokie. What we got? In the meantime, hello 3 viewers, if you are tuning in, I am waiting for my friendo to get back. So, you will just have to bear with me while I wait on that. So, we are just waiting for her to get her dinner, and then we are going to get back to fate farming. We are fate farming in Balmung, because we are brave. But also, I just really want to raise my rank for this area, so... Which, let's see where I'm at. Ooh, Urkopacha. Ooh, I'm already at rank 3. Fuck yeah, let's go. Oh, I'm already at my max gemstones, too. Crap. Where am I even going? I need to get to rank 4 so I can start buying those bicolor gem voucher thingy-majigs. Because I'm earning more gemstones than I can actually spend. And that's the problem. Where are you at, gemstone person? Gemstone trader. Pelu Pelu partition. Ooh, that's one of the things I wanted. But give me this, though. But I want it on another character. I don't want it on this character. But it's one of those things I need. But yeah, hello to the 2 people that I see. Sorry if my content is not so entertaining right now. Like I said, we're just farming. You guys are free to chat, free to hang out, do whatever you want. Just as long as you're being nice and polite. Also, this is my main. So, if ever you see me on this weird wolf creature, that's because that's my main. I am a floor tank. Floor tank by trade. Master floor tank. I'm the best floor tank. Best floor tank you'll ever see. Not really. That's a lie. I lied. But, I have a Eureka Spear, right? And I have Ozma. So, clearly, if that tells you nothing else, it tells you that I like to suffer, right? Supposedly, according to my friend, I'm a masochist. You know, and the Ozma, and me playing Monster Hunter Freedom is supposedly proof of that. I don't know. I still don't believe it. That's my harvest, you feathered freaks. Ugh. I want to do this on my own, but I don't have the tanking abilities to do it on my own, since I am just DPS. So instead, I'm just going to wait for Tank Wife to come back, and then we will take care of this. Oh yeah, but how many more do I have to go until Share Fate? Or Kopacha. So I have 36 more of these that I have to do. 36 more fates until I'm rank 4, and then I guess we'll head to Yockel and then do that. Heritage Found I'm nearly done with. And then I still have to do Shalani. I only made it to rank 2 last night on my own. Because I had no one to farm with. Which, that's not bad. So, should be able to get to the point where I can buy those vouchers, then we'll be Gucci. So, what do my Endwalker ones look like? Labyrinthos? Yeah, I'm like rank 1 in everything. So, I really, really need to do Endwalker fates. And heck, I'm even worse in freaking Shadowbringer's fates. Sheesh. I know that I was going for the Tempest because I wanted the music, but then someone else just ended up buying me the music, so... But yeah, I definitely need to work on my fates. I need to get those, gemstone vouchers, like, ASAP, so I can start getting the special mounts and stuff from that. So, that and there's, like, minions and things I'm sure I can get. So, I'm gonna remove that from my favorites. I'll say this one's one of my favorites. This I recently got. Oh my gosh, the Clonid larva. So cute. So cute. It is so adorable. But I have so many minions. I could... Here's that one I was talking about. The one that I was first given. Yeah, it's the mini Coblin that a random person gave me when I was new. So cute. So this is the one that I call Tumbles. Very adorable. You know what? I'm just gonna summon Tumbles. We'll have Tumbles with us today. What else do I have? I have so many minions, it's not even funny. Some of them I've bought, but most of them I've gotten through, like, events, doing society quests, and then purchasing them with achievements. Like the yokai ones, it's only from the yokai event, so I've had to earn all those the hard way. Which, those ones are something. And then all the near ones you get from the near raids. And I finally got Stubby. It took me forever to get Stubby. That was like the one I could never get. And then of course we have the Monster Hunter crossover ones too. And the Fall Guys crossovers. So we got some crossover ones. And then of course you have the ones from the Eternal Bonding and things like that. Mounts is kind of the same. There's a lot of mounts I want to get. So, my favorites tab is becoming way too full. But yeah, the Alta Roy? The Alta Roy? That one's my... The Mountain Zoo. I had to drink so much freaking Mountain Dew for these things. So this was for a special promotion. And I had to, you know, basically you had to buy Mountain Dew, and then the caps would have codes. And you had to put the codes in, and, you know, you would earn points. After so many points, you could purchase the code for a Mountain Zoo. Well, Marissa doesn't drink Mountain Dew, Roto doesn't drink Mountain Dew, and the person I was with at the time, they didn't drink Mountain Dew. And then I also wanted it, but I'm not, like, a person to waste stuff. So, like, some people are like, oh, just buy the Mountain Dew, dump it down the drain. I couldn't do it, right? Could not do it. I legit just drank so much fucking Mountain Dew just to get this damn bird and to get it for all my friends. Like, ugh, so much Mountain Dew. I didn't even want to look at Mountain Dew for a while after that.
Okay, I'm back.
Welcome back. I was talking about the Mountain Zoo and how much freaking Mountain Dew I had to drink.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, because I had to get it for you, and Moogie, and Roto, and myself. And it was like, what, like 3 or 4 Mountain Dew each?
I think so. Like a 4-pack, yeah.
So, I'm at the Burbs.
You could have just taken the code and then just given them out.
Yeah, I know. Oh, yeah, that's right. You could just teleport to me.
I can also just fly.
Well, you could, yes. But you also just have a ring that, like, takes you to me.
It's on cooldown. I used it to get back after I died.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. I forgot. I mean, it has its uses. So I'm already rank 3 here, so all I have to do is get to rank 4, and then we can head to Yoctel. But I haven't done any Endwalker, like, Fate stuff, like, at all. And, like, I've barely done any Shadowbringers, like, Fate stuff, so... I've definitely got my work cut out for me. But I haven't gotten to the point where I can buy the vouchers, and I'm exceeding the limit of, gemstones.
Oh.
Because I can only carry 1,500.
Yeah, that's a... You need to max out all zones in order to get the vouchers, because you need to be able to buy them from town.
Oh. Well, shoot. Either way, I want to get to rank 4 so I can buy the music, and then I can just move on.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to take a quick trip around and
Get all
catch up on all the music for the zones. Damn, I'm gonna have to check fucking Endwalker zone or Shadowbringer zones too, because I didn't realize that they were selling them in the zone.
Oh boy. Yeah, no, I saw I had 2 viewers, so I was like, well, while I'm waiting for Marissa to eat, I was like, let's just show off mounts and minions, I guess. Because I'm not entertaining. I can't fly on your ferry.
Oh yeah, you're right. Oh, that's my 3,000th fate done.
Wow. It's dedication right there.
This one.
Yeah, they added some stuff to the achievement guy in Gridania. You would think they would add more to it per expansion. Just because he really doesn't offer that much to begin with.
They do occasionally. They added a new emote.
Yeah, they added a new emote,
the
and then
emote.
yeah, and then they got the glasses, and there was some new orchestrion rolls. Oh, I get hiccups. All the bright orange colors.
So you got viewers right now? Are we live?
I mean, we've been live. I think the most viewers I've had is like 3, but no one's said anything, so I just figured I would just ramble, you know? Like I usually do.
Yeah, that's your style.
That's par of the course. I told you, I don't say anything interesting, I just ramble.
You call that stream of consciousness.
Sure. It's more just because I'm nervous. Which is weird because I'm like, I don't like silence, but at the same time, when I'm recording, it literally is just silence, so I don't really care, but like, when it's I don't know how to explain it. When I know that there's people that are going to be listening, whether it's currently or in the future, the silence bothers me. I don't like spaces of silence.
When there are potential active participants.
Right. Then I get nervous about silence. My nose itches. I see we lost our fate our fate couple.
Oh, yeah, they must have found something else to do.
Finished what they were doing for the night or whatever.
Man, the rock gal was so pretty.
She was. She had the Azima hairstyle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks good. It looks good on Hrothgal's.
Yeah. Whose hair did I get for Ragna? Oh god.
Hilda's
yeah.
hair. Because she's got the side braid.
Yeah, I love that on Ragna.
This is cute.
Well, I think it shows off more of her
her horns.
Well, yeah, her aura side, because in my head canon for her, she's more like petite. She's more lithe than what Lahoon is. So.
Yeah, well, Lahoon has the benefit of you know, having fought for most of her life.
Yeah.
So she's a little bit jacked, you could say.
Yeah, just a little. But yeah. No, I actually bought the hair for Ragna, but Ragna's not leveled enough to where I can put glamours on her. I gotta figure out what sort of glamour I'm gonna have for Sam when she's a high enough level.
It would make sense if she was in, like, something Solution 9.
Yeah, but that's not gonna be for a while. Unless I buy something off the cosmetic shop.
Well, I feel like there are enough vaguely modern outfit options that you can probably put her in something pretty cute.
Oh yeah, but it might look
like
silly in
PvP
the serious
gear, especially.
cutscenes. I don't want a PvP.
Well, you just listen. Every time you go to record, before you hit record, just do a weekly of frontline. Or a daily. Just every day before you do it, just do a frontline run.
Oh, trust me, I mean, I can. You remember with Esh, like, what I did with Esh in order to get her whole outfit. I was in PvP, like, every freaking day. So, like, trust me, I know. But I just don't like it. PvP is not my jam. This is a two-parter.
Mm-hmm. Borgersphere?
I don't know.
Borgersphere. Well, you know what? This is Spanish, so that J is probably an H.
Oh, yeah.
So it's Borgersphere.
And I'm white, so that means I can barely read. Oh, God. No, that's the thing, like, I'm actually really good with reading, but then when suddenly I'm reading aloud, like in my head, you know, reading all that stuff, playing it for the first time, I was like, high-end fantasy names? No problem. You know, reading them aloud, I'm like, what the hell is this name right now?
Yeah, I catch you with that a lot, very often whenever you're playing.
Yeah, I think it's funny, but at the same time, I'm like, it's kind of pathetic. It just makes it look like I can't read.
Anytime there's a Rogadin on screen, you're just like, hello. Which is fair, which is true, because their names are fucking Welsh.
Yeah, but you also know I just do that normally.
I've heard you do it for the Lalafels, and their names are very, very simple names.
Yeah, I was like, I just make noises, okay? I'm just a mouth noises sort of person. I can't help it, it's part of my charm.
It is part of your charm. You're so charming.
Aw, thanks. Wish you. I poked him in the butt and he died.
Shiwager.
Wish
You
you.
poked him in the butt.
Poked him in the butt.
Well, that's good, because I was chopping his kneecaps down like he was a big tree.
Yeah.
Ooh, I've only got 2 levels left on Warrior, and then I can switch to Paladin again.
Oh, nice.
Man,
your favorite class. Well, it used to be your favorite class.
It used to be my main tank, but then they changed it.
And then they ruined it. What did
Paladin,
they change again that you didn't like?
They changed the way the rotation works and how you space out your buffs. So the long ingrained rotation that I knew was no longer correct. And I was very frustrated by that because, you know, that's, I think, 3 or 4 years of experience down the drain because they were like, no, this needs to get reworked. I'm like, no, it doesn't. You don't need to make it weak. You don't need to make it weaker. Please stop making it weaker.
So am I gonna get confused playing Paladin later on because of that, or?
No, because you're starting out fresh, so whatever you see is gonna be pretty easy.
Okay.
And they really did make the rotation like super brain dumb. Like you don't need to
just
think
for me.
I also really liked it because it's super simple. If you screw up your rotation, it takes less than a minute to fix it.
Unlike Dragoon, which takes forever to get back into it.
Yeah, it takes you the rest of the fucking fight to fix it.
Yeah.
Just so that you're on your your correct fucking buff rotation shit and your timing.
I noticed that yesterday. I got out of rotation like twice during Fates, and I was like, oh my gosh, it like slows everything down to like a standstill. A complete standstill.
Because you're standing there and you don't have anything to weave, and you're like, what am I doing?
Mm-hmm.
What am I doing here? What is the purpose of this?
Yeah, it was wild.
Exactly. Yeah.
He's on rock.
Yeah, so anyway, my favorite tank class again is Dark Knight. So I'm going back to my Heaven's Ward roots. Because that's the class that I mained through Heaven's Ward was Dark Knight. And then so around Reborn I was a Dragoon. And then I switched to Dark Knight. And then I tried to do raiding in Stormblood, the early Stormblood.
Grabbing more aggro than you.
Oh, it's because every time that I level sync, it fucking cancels my tank stand. Yeah. But anyway, I kept Dark Knight all the way through until Heaven's Ward, and then whenever I started to do Heaven's Ward raids, I was not confident enough to actually tank during those, so I started on Bard. Back whenever Bard was the bowcaster, whenever you had to stand still in order to shoot your fucking arrows. Oh man, Heaven's Ward was Heaven's Ward was great. Fucking Stormblood was so rough. It's like, I do mean it when I say it. It really did feel like the devs fucking hated us. Like, oh, you guys having fun? Well, you're not having fun the right way, so we're gonna ruin your rotations, and we're gonna make the expedition harder on purpose because you guys are having an easy time. Cause like, my favorite experience with Eureka was Animos. The first one, because it felt communal, because there were trains and people were, hanging out together and having fun. And then the devs looked at that and they were like, no, none of that, stop that. And they put in all these all the bottlenecks. They put in the enemies that aggro you if you do anything other than walk past them. Made so many hostile mobs that if you were the wrong level, you just died. They just killed you. And it's like, they played with a lot of verticality in Pagos, and then they made the fucking Relic that stage was so fucking grindy, because they're like, oh, you're having you're having too much fun. Stop that. Die. And this is that time period when I believe Yoshi P was pulled over to develop
16?
Yes, it had to have been 16. So his attention was split, and he wasn't, somebody else was probably calling the shots. And like, my God.
And they were the TPK DM.
Oh yeah, they were the oh, you didn't do this mechanic right. Die. Cuz that's in every single fucking Stormblood boss fight. Every single one of them has a mechanic where if you don't have a full party doing it, it's a wipe. If you mess up once, it's a wipe. I did all the fucking raiding in Stormblood, and I don't want to raid in Final Fantasy anymore because it fucking sucks. The sheer complexity and like the obnoxiousness of Stormblood boss mechanics completely turned me off. It's like, I'm sure they're probably better now, but like, God damn, that put such a bad taste in my mouth.
Yeah. I'm not a raiding type. Like, I'm not smart enough for that.
I mean, I didn't feel like I was either, but I really liked the idea of doing the high-end content. So I'm like, all right, we'll try it. And getting into it, getting into it in Stormblood was a mistake. It was a trial by fucking like fire.
Right.
It was that nice blue propane fire. They wanted you to really feel that burn.
Oh boy.
They wanted you to be crispy down to the marrow. Because oh god, I remember like it was a voluntary unpaid intern job to raid in Stormblood. Because like whenever everything was new, nobody really people were still learning how all the mechanics work, so you know your static has to bash their skull in against like Guardian for you know, weeks at a time, and you've got maybe 4 hours of energy in you every time, because like fighting, getting far, losing, never getting you back there. Good god, that takes a lot out of you. Like, shit, man. I was still playing Paladin at that time because I had learned my lesson that Dark Knight wasn't good enough, and that because Dark Knight at the time was designated as a main tank. So if your party had a main tank, you don't get to play. Which is annoying because Paladin has, for the entirety of its existence in this game, has always been treated like an off-tank. Which is... it's fine, I guess.
So if I'm off-tank...
Somebody's... Okay, so...
That just means I have tank stance off.
Okay,
and
so
I'm blue DPS
what
is what someone says.
What it means to be a main tank and an off-tank.
Yeah, main tank is the one kiting.
Yeah, they're the one who actually, you know, takes aggro.
Right.
But
so
it's pretty much the off-tank's duty to make
grab
sure
ads.
Not ads. I mean, depending on the boss fight or the mechanics, like yeah, sometimes you have to swap, but the off-tank's duty is more or less to make sure that the main tank doesn't die. So you're, you know, feeding cooldowns, you're interrupting attacks, you're managing the aggro so that in case... Because this is the time before, like, Ninja and, like, all the other classes had insane enmity generation, and a ninja could steal your aggro. And the off-tank's duty was to make sure that didn't happen.
Yeah,
because they always had to maintain aggro point too, you know?
Yeah, I was just told I was going to be basically blue DPS if I was off-tank.
Yes, that is correct.
Which is fine. I'm totally fine with that.
More or less, you're just here to do damage and be a normal class. Or, like, be a
Unless I have to
DPS
take over
class.
for some reason, yeah.
Yeah. But some bosses will split their auto attacks. Chatternook. Chatternook does that, if I'm not mistaken. That's Omega Sigmascape. So he splits his damage. I believe that Doom Train also, or Phantom Train also splits his tank damage, or his auto attacks. So having an off-tank meant that, you know, a DPS isn't getting poked at constantly. And I remember, because whenever I played Stormblood and I was doing all the new content and I was raiding, my static got us to Omega Final, like the final boss fight of Omega. And you want to know what my job was during during the I want to say it was 11S. Yeah, the fight against Omega as a machine, not the people. He has this mechanic called Pantocrator, or Pantocrator, yeah. Where he just kind of spams missiles on the whole arena, making like constant raid by damage, and then he does flamethrowers, and then he does targeted like super missiles. It was my job to take aggro for one of those missiles and then stand in the corner and invuln while everyone else did the mechanic.
Nice.
So I just sat there doing nothing for about 15 seconds because that's how the popular strategy was to mitigating this mechanic.
I mean, hey, if it works, it works, you know?
It works, but it's very, very, very sad for your paladin to have to just stand there and do nothing.
Yeah.
It's like I said, raiding in Stormblood was a part-time volunteer internship where your reward was gear that would get you into Shadowbringers up until maybe about the 3rd dungeon, I think. I think whenever I started having to get new gear was Malika's Wow. So that might actually be the 4th one, but like still, you get a mount, you get gear that lasts you for a little while, and then I don't even have that gear anymore because it wasn't worth keeping. And it's like all that time and effort for something that would be replaced by dungeon gear essentially in a month.
Right.
And it didn't feel good. So I didn't want to keep doing it.
No, yeah, I get you.
And like that kind of sucks to feel because like there's supposed to be an accomplishment, right? But it didn't feel like it. It just felt like I was at work and I wasn't getting paid, so it sucked. Because like if you ever have a job and you're not getting paid for it, it just feels like ass to do it.
Right.
So that's just kind of how it felt, and I have absolutely no suggestions on how to fix it because, as I said earlier, every solution that a player can come up with is wrong. But like, man, it was not fun spending 4 hours, I think 3 times a week to grind out and learn a fight, because like the worst one, hands down the worst one, the one that I will hate forever, is fucking Midgardsormr 09S. Which is such a shame, because my favorite time in the Omega raids was actually fighting Chaos 08S, because his mechanics were genuinely fun. There was good variety in them. He switches elements, and you have to handle each one a different way. But they're all really tight, I guess. Because God, his every single mechanic of his pretty much limited down the arena size to a specific size, and you had to navigate all of the abilities he'll throw at you within that limited within that limitation. And it was fun. It was fun. The variety was nice. The none of the mechanics really felt unfair, and there was a little bit of like RNG to keep you on your toes, because he wouldn't always do the same mechanics in the same rotation like most bosses would, where they're like perfectly consistent like that. I got crap in my throat from dinner. So like they were paired up. I think it was fire and earth, and then water and thunder. No, wrong one. Of course I have it. But like, 08S was very, very fun to fight. It was a fun fight. It wasn't really fast-paced, but it did feel like it was over quickly once you learn how to do it. And like, it didn't take my static too long to figure it out. So I don't know, it was nicer that way too. And then the fight immediately after that is Midgar's Armor Prime. And he sucks. He sucks to fight. He's got RNG in his fights too, except it's his RNG is you have to get. My first problem is that he's this absolutely massive boss, which does not fit on my monitor. And if you weren't paying attention to which way he was spinning in place, he would kill you, because his mechanic would get you. And he had like, I think it was 8 different patterns, depending on what like a pop-up said about his strength or something, or what the air was like. I forget entirely. And then he would rotate in place. Like, would he be doing vertical donuts or horizontal donuts? Was there a mechanic? Was there a mechanic before that altered it? And it's like, if you didn't have somebody who was on their A game, paying attention perfectly, and like exactly knew how to do everything, doing your callouts, otherwise you're just gonna have a bad time. It just sucks. Because every tier of raid in Final Fantasy has what people call the raid breaker. And it's the one that filters out casual raiders, because it's so fucking difficult that it's gonna chew you up and spit you out, and if you aren't good enough, you're not gonna get past it.
Right.
Midgar was that raid breaker. Later on in his boss fight, he's the one who started the... I want to say he started it? No, I guess Shinryu started it. The Exaflare mechanic.
You need to resummon your
where...
Titania.
Oh, she died, huh? Whoops. Where, Chocobo? But yeah, Midgar's Armor had Exaflares in his mechanic, while there was like ice on the floor, and he was doing dive bombs, and this, that, the other, and everything in the kitchen sink and the floor included. And then he had a mechanic where every person in the raid had to trade a tether, because he would just like, it would nuke you essentially, and like if you didn't have, oh god, that was it. There was a spot on the floor that gives you a defense boost, or like a specific mechanic, and this would pass off to whoever you touch. Like, if your character gets a little bit too chummy with your healer, they would immediately get it. And because every single person in the raid had to pass this buff around and pass this tether, if one person didn't do it, they were just fucking dead, and you were cleaning up after them, and there wasn't going to be enough time. So making sure that everyone's like ping was similar enough that you didn't have, you know, somebody stepping on somebody else's toes, literally. Yeah, you just had to soak this mechanic, or else you die. And That's part of the reason of why I kind of resent Stormblood a lot. Like, I mean, the plot, the MSQ wasn't my favorite. It gave us the Aura zones. It gave us authored and
Yeah, I
awesome
mean, it
stat.
gave us
I
some
really
of
like.
the greatest zones.
Yeah, I like those zones. I like the Aura. I like their story. I like their culture and all that. But man, Stormblood taught Square Enix.
Don't die to the crabs this time.
I'll try not to. Stormblood taught Square Enix that you can split the attention of a plot and people will still be into it. And then they did it for every single expansion thereafter.
I know, and I wish they wouldn't.
Shadowbringers is a bit of an exception.
Shadowbringers did it right. Shadowbringers, I think, is peak. Endwalker got messy. And
even though Shadowbringers is in like 7 different like zones, the thing is that they're all very similar to a Realm Reborn zones. They look the world on the other side of the shard looks an awful lot like a world that we knew. So it felt interesting to see the differences, and it brought that mystery with it. Which was great. It was fantastic. Everybody loved it. And then, yeah, you and I talk all the time about why Endwalker was kind of messy. And Endwalker was hyped. Like, don't get me wrong.
Oh, we
I
were
think
so
that
hyped for it.
talking too much today. Oh yeah, no. Endwalker was hype as hell.
Oh yeah.
There was a lot of really good things going on. It's just that it kind of go. You're in the past, you're in the future, you're at the edge of space. Done.
You're on the moon.
Yeah. So it's a little frustrating that all that attention got split up. We never really got to see Garlemald.
Yeah.
Garlemald, it was the bad guy for 4 expansions.
Yeah, it's like we finally get a chance to settle everything in a way, but they don't give us time to really let it sink in before we're off on the next thing. And it's like, let us revel a little, let us lavish in this a little. And it's like we never got a chance. It's like going on a school field trip where they want you to see all these things, and so you never really get to absorb any of it because they're too busy pushing you on to the next thing.
Yeah. You're being marched through a museum where it's like, oh, look at this, look at this, look at that. Okay, done. Mm-hmm. So it sucks. I don't like that it splits its attention so much. I feel like Elpis was too much of a distraction. It was cool to see what the world used to be like. Mm-hmm. But it feels like it should have occupied the greater half of a different expansion.
Like post-content.
Maybe, yeah. Kind of like how they're expanding on Solution 9 with Dawn Trail.
Yeah.
I feel like that should have been the thing with Endwalker, where it's like Elpis is a new zone that shows up in this, but it's like that's also that's not something that they've ever done before, where, you know, post MSQ will give you an entirely new zone to explore. And I feel like if they did go that way, if they did start doing that, that would give a lot of people a lot less to complain about. Like, it would mean maybe during the course of the MSQ, there are maybe 4 large zones instead of 5, and then a 5th one, and maybe even a 6th one shows up in later expansion, like later patches. I mean, I like the emotional weight of Ultima Thule.
Yeah.
But it's not really a zone that I feel you should go back to.
Yeah, no, I agree. Unless you're actually farming fates like this or something. Otherwise, you have no reason to go.
Yeah, but even then, going back to do fates in
Kinda
those
defeats the
zones feels
purpose.
kind of nasty.
Yeah, it really does. That whole zone just made me cry. That's all
Yeah,
that zone
exactly.
did. I just sobbed.
Because it has that strong emotional background music
Yeah.
of after you get everything done and it starts singing, that theme.
You just feel icky.
Yeah, you feel like crying instead of,
Doing
going
fun
to fight.
things.
Yeah, going to help the Omicron or seeing what's up with the dragons.
You're just like, I don't want to be here.
Yeah, it feels gross being back there. Like you shouldn't rightfully go back there.
Yeah.
But it's like, first off, I don't even know how they'd be able to pull that off as like a one-time only zone. A series of instances, or like, I don't know. But then people would ask to go back there.
Yeah.
Because obviously the same thing exactly happened with the Unlost world. Because once you turn off all of the all the terminals and it goes dark, it just feels sad.
Yeah.
And people wanted to take pictures and like G-pose in that area.
Shit, now it's all gross. Yeah.
Very, very wise of them to roll that back. Spoilers, I suppose, for you. But still, I feel like they're spreading their attention. But I do think that like Dawn Trail was a step in the right direction, because this is more like the Shadowbringers approach, where yes, this is 5 different zones, 4, I guess, upon technicality. 4 separate zones that are all a cohesive, landmass, because we've got Urkopacha and Kozmuka.
20 out of
Yaktal.
40. 20 out of 40.
Oh, okay.
Ugh. My ribs are starting to hurt.
I am going to drop down here real quick and buy the music while I've got my attention on it.
I'm gonna go down here and buy the music, even though you can't buy the music. It's fine. I'm gonna go get it now.
Beep, beep, beep. Cry about it.
I am. That's exactly what I'm doing.
But yeah. I do think that Dawn Trail was a step in the right direction. I think that they shocked people, quite frankly. It wasn't like a good or like a thrilling shock whenever Alexandria shows up. And that's a major complaint that I hear, is that everybody expected this to be, well, everybody was advertised and told that this is like your beach vacation. And
yeah,
it's like,
the beach vacation summer filler episode, yeah.
Right, and that would be cool if it was like one zone's worth of MSQ for that, because like that'd be really, really boring to play through, like an entire expansion that's nothing but there are no problems. This is fun, isn't it? Like,
well, I mean, I explained like
peaks.
before how they could have expanded on it, to make it more interesting. But
I think the biggest change that I would make is that I would put us in that time period where the Dawn Servant has to unite Tural.
Yeah. Because, I mean, it would kind of be a callback to...
That was the most interesting time period.
Well, I mean, that would be a callback to Realm Reborn when we have to unite the Grand Companies and stuff.
Yeah.
Even entering Heaven's Ward when we're trying to recruit the help of Ishgard.
Yeah. But, like, skipping this region's most interesting time period and hearing about it in the same way that we hear, like, a tourism guide
It's just
wasn't
like
the greatest.
Yeah, it's like, well, it would have been nice to have gone through that.
Yeah, and I mean, like, we could still have the impetus of it being a trial for the Dawn Servant's kids to figure out who's going to replace him whenever, you know, whenever their world is united.
Right.
And they could still have that, and I think that would probably give a lot more emotional weight behind Zoralja, especially.
Yeah.
Because, like, imagine being a miracle baby. Like, they didn't think that it was possible
Right.
for the two-headed Mamulja to actually, like, successfully reproduce. Which does some really fucked up interesting things. Like, nobody talks about Zoralja because he just kind of gets shoved off to the side. And he serves as little baby baby president's tragic backstory, basically. And that sucks because his character is very interesting.
Oh, so remember, I haven't done post.
Well, yeah, but you know about Galuja,
Yeah. Oh,
and
yeah.
that he's Zoralja's kid.
Yeah, I know
And it's
that.
like, but that's the impetus of everything after the MSQ, is like figuring out what was Zoralja like for Galulja's sake, and you come across all this other stuff. Like, no spoiler.
Yeah.
And like, it is a crime because fucking Zoralja has a lot of emotional character in him that I feel like they didn't do enough justice to. Like, his boss fight, whenever he turns himself into, like, that powerful, sold-up monster, it's a two-headed Mamulja, except one of the heads is torn off. So it kind of makes you think, is he just, like, some genetic chimera where he, like, consumed the other head in the womb? And that's why he's like that? Like, that's pretty fucked up and cool.
Yeah. No, I mean,
I feel like they could do more.
Yeah, I mean, I'm waiting for the writing to feel as good as it did in Shadowbringers. Really, we'll see.
They had a different group for it.
Yeah.
The scenario writer, I forget her name, but they actually hired her to help them with Final Fantasy 16.
Yeah.
So yeah, pretty cool, I think. Really good writing.
Oh yeah, no, like I said, Shadowbringers I think is everybody's favorite, and there's a reason for that.
Yeah, it's not just Foxy Grandpa. It is because
Foxy Grandpa.
well, like, not only that, but like, yeah, Emmett Selk is the bad guy, and he is spending all of this time with you, trying, maybe facetiously, to be your friend. It's, to me, it is unclear whether or not he was ever serious about you being successful, because he's like, no way, you can't. And he does make it seem like maybe he believes for a couple of seconds. But, like, having him, like, your antagonist, literally pretending to be a party member, that's cool. And I like it whenever they do that in, like, actual Final Fantasy, because, like, that makes me think of Final Fantasy VI, where,
Yeah.
you know, you get General Leo on your party for all of one fight. And it's like, this guy was the enemy's greatest general, and he's starting to see that you're right. And then Kefka fucking murders him, and it sucks because he's really cool. Yes. So it's like having essentially an antagonist on your party, and all his sarcastic quips and all of his funny faces. It adds a little bit of levity to the very seriousness of what's going on in
Shadowbringers was dark.
That's important.
Dude. It was dark.
And I feel like that's a complaint that a lot of people have with Dawn Trail, is that the entire first 2/3, I'd say, is very lighthearted. It's very silly. It's fun. There isn't really serious stuff going down until Alexandria gets involved, and then it's like too serious.
Yeah, well,
it's
and
like
that's because...
it's like your best friend just got fucking shot, and you have to deal with that while you're on vacation. You know?
Yeah, well, yeah, and that's the thing with Shadowbringers. Like, it was dark start to finish. There was just like nothing that surprised you really, as far as like the tone, because like you were that tone from start to finish.
I feel like it did a really good job of making you think that there are moments of hope in this world.
Yeah.
And then it does a great job of deconstructing that.
Well, that's what I meant. Because, like, the tone stayed consistent. Like, even when it got happy.
Yeah, it was dark.
Yeah. Well, even Endwalker was dark, too. So...
Yeah, but I think of that cutscene in Shadowbringers where Yulmore attacks.
Yeah.
And all of the Sin Eaters like swarm Lakeland, and there's that scene where Ardbert, still a phantom, desperately wishes that he can actually interact with the real world for a second, because he sees somebody who he could save, and his axe just passes through harmlessly because he's still a ghost, and it just breaks his heart.
Oh,
and it breaks our heart because we're watching it and we're rooting for the poor guy.
Oh yeah. Or like Lena's like crash out after, yeah.
Yeah, really realistic, very understandable. Yeah, you can have that sadness.
Yeah.
That sucked.
No, and that's the thing. That's what I loved about Shadowbringers. Yeah, you had that minute of hope, and then it would all kind of come crashing down, but in a very realistic way that could have happened. Endwalker, like I said, was just completely dark. It was just messed up because, of course, this was just like somebody's moment of like playing with the world, and you know. But like I said, you go from all this dark stuff to expansions that are so freaking dark, and then it's happy go fun lucky times here in Tyrol, and it's like, what?
Yeah.
But then all of a sudden they're like, okay, let's get serious again, and it's like, hold on, and it feels like Whiplash. And that's what I told you whenever I played through Dawn Trail. I was like, it's like Whiplash. That's what it feels like. It's such a sudden shift. It's just not good in its transition, and it just felt like Whiplash.
Yeah, and like thematically, and like whenever we're talking about writing stories, whenever you have an awful dark story, the stuff that makes it good is that it feels like there is enough hope to keep going. Because like whenever you write grimdark stuff and it's like everything sucks and it's going to suck forever and there's no point in living, what is the point in living in a world like that? Like, for the sake of not being dead, it's like that sucks. Nobody wants to
like,
really
that's not good enough.
So there has to be those moments of levity. There needs to be the moments of small victories and small joy, so that you feel like it's worth suffering. You know, it's worth carrying on with this because it can get better if you guys try. Maybe you won't succeed. More than likely you won't. But if you at least put the effort in, if you put the energy in, it's worth all of the suffering. And that's what Stormblood, I'm on it again. And that's what Shadowbringers does well.
Yeah. Because
there are those moments. There are those quiet moments where you're talking with Ardbert. There's those quiet moments where you're talking with the Crystal Exarch, and he's like telling you about the world he lived in and what he wishes he could have had. And why he wants to fight so hard for this world.
And even just the first time you see the night sky and you're like, okay, we could do this.
Yeah. And then, like I said, there's all of Emmett Selk's stupid faces and his sarcasm and his wittiness. That kind of gives you a reason to be like, all right, shut up. We could do this. It adds that levity. Because whenever you don't have both, it just sucks. And, like, Endwalker had levity and nice stuff all up front. And they kind of took a corner because the world's ending, and now everything's serious. And there were moments whenever things were serious that it was nice, you know. There was a reason to fight. It still had smaller moments of levity, but it does feel like there was this hard shift. There's this barrier between what's nice and what's serious.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, that's my least favorite part. Whenever the world just fucking ends all of a sudden and everything sucks and it's non-stop berating you with how, just battering you with how awful it is, it just makes me feel like I'm just on Twitter scrolling the news like today and like seeing how terrible things keep getting constantly, and there's no hope to pick up after that, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, you're powerless in this situation, and it sucks feeling powerless like that.
No, I
understand the weight of it, because in this fantasy game where we can, you know, kill gods and travel to the absolute maximum edge of the known universe where physicality stops being. Yeah, no, you can have the powerful moments where you turn it around. But like, as human beings, I think everybody looks at this and we're like, my god, this sucks. And it doesn't do it like Shadowbringers does it. And it sucks to have to compare them because they're not written the same.
Yeah,
but
it's apples and oranges.
But it's like, this is the same team,
same game,
so we know that they can do it.
Yeah, it's the same team, but also, even though it's apples and oranges, it's still the same game. So even though it's like, well, you can't compare them, but you have to. It's like I said, if it's in the same game, then I mean, a comparison's gonna be made.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like comparing Guild Wars to Guild Wars 2. You know, it's a little bit different.
Yeah, or Final Fantasy 14 to Final Fantasy 11. Because, you know, they're very similar games. But still, like I was saying, is it's just hard to sit there with something that is all go with little wins.
All go, no stop.
But, yeah, always on, no stopping, and then it carries you all the way to the end. And it's like I said, again, Endwalker was hype as hell. That was a spectacle for sure. But I think that, like, it's too much at times, and that it should have been spread out a little bit more. Because that's something with Shadowbringers, is that it was spread out.
Yeah.
Like, that attack doesn't happen until you're, 2 or 3 Light Wardens in?
Yeah, something like that.
Because you do... Lakeland, and I want to say that you do Ilmag.
It feels like we've done so many more, but I'm only 25 out of 40.
I know.
I just want to get to rank 4.
I'm so sorry. Right, but, like, it needs to be paced out more. It needs to be spread out.
Oh, I know, and everybody basically agrees, like...
Yeah.
I think if there's one thing that fans of Final Fantasy XIV can agree on, they can usually agree on the story and whether it's good or bad. For the most part. I mean, you still will have those dividers, but...
I think people are way too harsh on Dawn Trail, because I think there are a lot of new players who aren't used to the way that things are done. The way that things are made.
Well, when everybody left other MMOs and came over to Final Fantasy, we started seeing a lot of the division.
Yeah. Whenever... I can always tell who's a WoW player, to be honest.
Yeah, 100%. And I remember they were like, don't blame the WoW players, and it's like, as a WoW player myself, that hasn't played WoW in some years, that was like, oh wow, I love this place because it's not toxic. I was like, oh yeah, I can pick out a WoW player usually.
Oh yeah, yeah. If I have to watch another YouTube video or like get recommended it by YouTube, where it's just somebody who's very clearly like, hey, Final Fantasy should be more like WoW. Go back and just play WoW.
Yeah, just play WoW.
It's still out there. It's getting a new expansion soon, baby. Go back.
Run far away.
Get away from Final Fantasy.
Don't touch it. Don't touch it with your Dorito-covered hands.
Yeah, I don't want your Mountain Dew fingers all over my
MMO.
My precious JRPG. I do not want my HUD to be 70 buttons deep.
Oh god, I don't want my skills changing every fucking expansion to the point where I have to completely redo my entire hotbar and learn new upgrades. Yeah, no.
I don't want that shit.
Me neither.
I saw somebody who's like, oh, every class should have specializations so that you can play them as different roles. And I'm like, no, they don't.
No, that's why you can play every class, unlike WoW, where you choose one class, and then you can switch between the specialization. Like, no, this allows you to level different classes for a reason, so that there doesn't have to be specializations.
100%. Do not tell me that warrior needs a DPS stance. You know what it is? Turning off the Defiance. Now you have your DPS stance, because they got rid of the fact that tank stances no longer give you a DPS penalty. Like, you don't need to worry about it anymore.
Right.
So it's like, if you just want to play warrior like a DPS, don't have tank stance on, and ta-da! And if you want to play warrior like a healer, just click bloodwetting.
Right.
Or equilibrium, or thrill of the battle, or shake it off.
Shake it up.
Fucking warrior doesn't need a healer. You could just heal yourself. But like, I don't think that samurai doesn't need a tank stance. We don't need to be a black mage that only casts fire. We don't need to be a white mage that only casts heal, or only casts stone, or holy.
Oh,
we don't need them separated. Like, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous to say. Like, if that's what you want, again, just go play WoW.
Yeah, go play the MMO that does that for you,
Yeah.
No.
It's God, it's obnoxious hearing
I had so many
WoW players play Final Fantasy and say this should be more like WoW.
Yeah, like,
and
I had so many...
They're not even bringing up the good parts of WoW.
No. And that's the thing, I had so many alts just because I wanted to try different classes, but I didn't want to get rid of my main just to try a different class. So I just kept making alts just to play all these different classes. You know, and try all their different specializations, and then just gearing those and moving between those, and it was just so annoying.
Yeah.
And then only being able to choose, like, one gatherer, one crafter, and I'm just like, no.
Yeah, so you see, that's the mechanics of a game that demands all of your time and wants you to spend every day playing it.
The worst part about when I was playing WoW back in the day was I came in right before Cataclysm, and, you know, so I got used to Cataclysm mechanics. Well, then I quit for a few years because I couldn't afford it. You know, I come back and literally my entire skill bar is gone. And it's because they had completely redone the skills and stuff for Warlords of Draenor, and so I couldn't even use any of my old skills anymore, and I actually had to switch specializations altogether because it had made the class that I was playing, the specialization, it had made it practically unplayable, and like everybody agreed, like it was just practically like unplayable at that point. And so it sucked having to come back to an MMO that I actually really liked. And then all of a sudden, like, I can't even play my character the way I've been playing it for multiple expansions, you know, because they're just like, nah, we've decided to wipe all your skills and redo them. And now there's like a skill tree I had to worry about and powders, and I'm like, what are all these things? And then they don't even really explain it. So then you're just sitting there looking at all this new shit, like, what am I supposed to do? You try asking about it in the chat, and everybody's like, just skip levels, like, just skip these levels, go straight to endgame content, and it's like, no.
Yeah, that's bad design.
But that's why you have people doing that now. You have people instantly, like, buying level skips and going to endgame content, and it's because that is so common in, you know, various, like, freaking MMOs where, you know, doing old content is considered irrelevant and moot. And I think that's what I love about Final Fantasy, is that doing old content is never irrelevant or moot. There's always, like, minions to get, mounts to get, there's events to do, there's always something. Old content is just as relevant as new content, depending on what you want to accomplish. And, you know, for me, when I was doing the ARR fucking relic, weapon relic, I'm just like, oh god, you know? You can still get achievements from that. Yeah.
There's reasons to still play old content, and that's good, because it makes this game have longevity. Like,
yeah. But also, there's just things that I can see that I haven't maybe seen before, because maybe I missed it my first playthrough as well. So, and the story's just presented better than it is in World of Warcraft anyways, so... And I prefer that, so...
I'm actually playing in Travis's brother is running a D&D 5th edition campaign based in the world of World of Warcraft, as it was during the time of Wrath of the Lich King. And we're just doing essentially the Wrath of the Lich King expansion, just with his storytelling. And I don't want to play WoW ever. I don't need to, because I'm never gonna get the storytelling that he's giving me out of the actual game.
Yeah, I will say Wrath of the Lich King is like the best expansion in my opinion.
Yep.
Legion was really good too. Like,
and that is exactly why he chose to run Wrath of the Lich King as a D&D module for us.
Oh yeah, Wrath is amazing. I mean, like I said, Legion's really good too. It's just...
He's considering running Legion afterwards.
Yeah.
Skipping Cataclysm, we'll just jump
Cataclysm
straight in.
wasn't bad. Like, it really wasn't. Cataclysm wasn't bad. It was just kind of confusing because all the map changes and stuff. Cataclysm wasn't terrible. Wrath is probably the best one story-wise, I think. Legion was really good, like, really good mechanics, really good storytelling. I heard Battle for Azeroth was okay-ish.
He will confer. He tells me that that Battle for Azeroth was the last good one, and that nobody treats Shadowlands as if it was canon because it sucks.
Yeah, that's what one of my coworkers was telling me the other day. Yeah, because he asked me, he's like, "Are you ever gonna go back to World of Warcraft?" And I was like, "No. I think about it sometimes, and then I remember how much the community hates each other, and then I'm like, no, thank you."
Yeah. I remember seeing, because the Gamescom, they announced the next WoW expansion, Midnight. And I'm like, oh, that's really funny, because the first thing I saw about it was a post where they had this nice animated background for the announcement.
Yeah, they always
where it
do.
spelled out every word letter by letter, and somebody just took a screenshot while it spelled mid. And I posted it to my friends, and they're like, yeah, this is gonna be mid.
Yeah, accurate.
And like, this is, you know, this is a generation that uses the word mid as terrible. So, and like, sure, nobody likes fucking Dawn Trail right now, and they're wrong, and I'll stand on that hill. But like, that doesn't happen in Final Fantasy. Like, people don't really like Stormblood, but there's a lot to like about it.
Yeah, they can at least admit there's, like, good things about it, despite the fact that they
Yeah.
don't really care for it.
And I hope that... Honestly, I do believe that once Dawn Trail's done, whenever all the patches are out, and, like, everybody can see the full story, people will come around and be like, okay, Dawn Trail was actually pretty good. It's like, yeah, they really did just need some extra time to cook.
Yeah, I mean, and they did
like,
go back and fix some of the voice lines and stuff that were recorded during
Yeah.
lockdown and shit, so...
Yeah. Well, no, lockdown...
I mean, not lockdown shit, well, no, they had that, They did have another lockdown.
Outbreak?
Yeah, remember? Because that was what delayed the Nier Automata anime.
Oh, I guess that's true.
Yeah,
Huh. Sorry, you know, we're Americans. We didn't have a second lockdown. We just had everybody screaming, "Don't do it again."
Yeah.
While the rest of the planet was sensible.
Yeah, no, they had a major like second lockdown and stuff.
Yeah.
And so like
right.
a lot of the lines were recorded remotely with no direction from an actual director. So a lot of them didn't really know the scenes that they were actually recording for.
Yeah, they didn't get to see footage or anything.
Right. So I think a lot of it, I think a lot of the hate that Dawn Trail gets is one because of lack of direction due to that lockdown, because they were kind of operating blind. But it also didn't help the crazy rants that a certain VA went on Twitter either. It made it look really bad. So.
I mean, that voice actor was getting like death threats for being.
I know, but it's just like when things are handled a certain way, it kind of just feeds the flame, and that's kind of what happened, I think.
Yeah.
Because people were just trying to find any reason, to vilify.
Yeah.
So.
Still.
So it's like, I think it's a lot of different things. It just kind of became a meme after a while,
Nah.
And I think that's what it
sad.
is now. It's like, it's not so much that they hate Dawn Trail, it's just because it reached meme status. That's just what it is now. It's the meme expansion.
Yeah, people don't know why, but memetically people say this thing, so they're going to repeat it.
Yeah, so it's just like how everybody now, whenever you go into certain instances, everybody's like, Fiend!
Yeah, or if you go, I mean, the real memes were in Shadowbringers.
Yeah.
Because you go into the Raktika Great Woods, and then, the first thing
Lahi.
everybody does is Lahi! Yeah.
Yeah, Lahi!
Lahi is the best meme.
Oh man, the Lahi song with the piano player!
So good.
And she's just like, what?
Giving it the side eye.
I love her face so much.
Beautiful performance.
She's just trying to keep it
together. Song, yeah.
Oh man, she was just trying to keep it. She was so professional. Like, I love her so much.
So funny.
You just have this grown ass man and Lahi.
With an automaton, no less.
Yeah, I know. It was so great. I was crying watching that. Oh man, it was so funny.
That guy deserves all the joy and laughter in the world.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
What an outstanding guy.
Yeah. So it's like the next expansion will have its memes too, and everybody will find something else to hate on. And
I've actually been seeing people on YouTube trying to talk about it. Some people have an idea that's more than just Mericidia, though. Some people think that we're going to go to essentially the Arctic North, the Blind Frost. Because it's among the list that M itself gives us in
Endwalker, yeah.
In Endwalker, yeah. And we're not necessarily working on it in order. Because I believe whenever he said that we're to look at the great underwater cities. I think that was a reference to Azadal's Legacy, which leads us into the Void, into that whole section of Endwalker.
I mean, could be, but you gotta think that there's also other underwater cities. I mean, look where the Rayen and the Kojin live.
That's true, yeah.
So there could just be an entirely different race. So, that have underwater cities.
Yeah, that's probably true, and, like, it would make sense. Because we do have, like, the Kojin and the Rayen of Suino Sato. So, like, it exists. I wouldn't be surprised. Still, there is very clearly a blueprint for, like, what else can we do in this game.
Right.
And if I'm not entirely mistaken, I think that Final Fantasy XI had a similar kind of plot progression where, you know, 5 expansions covers the original story and all of that entailed. And then everything that came afterwards is, like, the new story that they built up after it. And it's like, if I'm not mistaken, fans love the later expansions, like, the most. So it's like, I'm thinking maybe if there's a blueprint here for what's coming next, I think Final Fantasy XI gives us a reason to believe that, like, the best is honestly yet to come.
Oh yeah, like, I'm looking forward to whatever comes next. The only thing is like, it just depends on how crazy they get with, like, playable races, that sort of thing. Because here's the thing, I'm an alt whore, and I can't even think of who I would delete if I had to make a new character.
I think, very genuinely, that they don't need to make new races.
Yeah, I think so too. I don't think we need any
I
more.
think what they need to do is make a third tribe option for every race.
Yeah, that wouldn't be bad.
Because that would give, you know, because they still have the same framework to base off of, so it shouldn't be as hard to develop for, I will say. I won't say that it's just going to be easy, but, like, it won't be as difficult as creating one from scratch, like they had to do with, like, Aura and Viera. But, like, giving each one another option, you know, maybe instead of Highlander or Midlander, we're able to play a Garlean. And they have, you know, slightly different height proportions and different emotes. And
obviously you can add the eye and stuff,
yeah. Yeah, have an option for the eye.
And honestly, that would solve some of the issues in the community lately with certain cosmetics.
Oh yeah?
Mm-hmm.
This might be new to me. I don't know necessarily what you mean.
The recent community drama. If we had third options that allowed us to do certain things with characters.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, like, everybody likes more customization. Everybody does.
Right. But they just don't want it to be behind a paywall all the fucking time.
Yeah.
Especially since it's not account-wide like Guild Wars 2.
But, like, giving every single race a third option, and maybe, if I can be greedy, 2 more faces.
Yeah.
Because Midlander is chowing down with, what, 6 faces, the face options?
I don't know. I don't have them. I only have like 1 MIDI and I didn't pay that much attention.
They have a lot of options. They're eaten well. So, like, if they give that variety, because they do use other head options for characters, especially lately. Giving us the option to make a character that looks like that would be great. Like, what if one of the female Midlander options, or one of the male ones, I don't know, maybe they want to do both.
Highlander
what if they look like Zero?
Well, what if one of the Highlander options, you know, allows you to look like an ancient?
Oh yeah, yeah, with the different eyes.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would cause some continuity error, and they are, you know, cognizant of that.
I mean, not
but
everybody
like,
cares about
I
the
don't.
roleplay aspect, you know.
But like, consider this: like, we know that there are Garleans who defect. You know, we have this. We have so many examples of them in the story of, you know, Garleans who aren't the bad guy.
Yeah.
You know,
So why
Sid,
wouldn't
we've got
their
Luthia.
children have, you know, their attributes? You know, despite the fact that they may not have been born in Garlandwald.
But what I mean is that, because like, whenever you consider the race options, you have to consider how does this fit in with A Realm Reborn, because
Yeah.
that's the default expansion.
Yeah.
And like, if you played as a Garlean through A Realm Reborn, that wouldn't change anything any more than it would be if you played a Lalafell or a Rogadin.
I mean, they could
like,
add in some unique dialogue options, but
yeah. So like, being able to play as one as a racial option would be a good idea, I think. And they can, you know, like I said, they could tweak the proportions on them to make them stand out a little bit. Not necessarily how they did like the split between Highlander and Midlander. I think they'd probably be a Midlander body. But like, for Elezen, we know that there are half Elezens. Hilda is one. So maybe that could be an Elezen option. Or, I don't know, something. What if there is a special Aura variant that's, you know, from Thavnair? Because we do see that
yeah,
quite
the
a
green,
few of the...
like the more greener looking scales, the mossy scales.
Yeah, I know that they made that for Barsan.
Yeah, Barshan.
Because he's Retrat, so they made his scales match. But giving us that genuine option and being like, these are the scales of Aura who come from Thavnair as an option would be pretty cool. You know, they could have more, you know, olive-colored skin. They could have like darker tones, I guess. Not necessarily the same as like how kind of like in between of like the typical array of human skin tones that I think Rayanne gets versus the fantastical red, blue, green, purple colors of Zayla.
Yeah.
But like, I'm trying to think of like, there are a lot of different options that we could pull from for like, what do we want to do? Like, maybe one of the Hrothgar options is Jabral. They're the ones that come from Tural instead of Bozja. Like, that would be a perfectly acceptable third option for Hrothgar. Even the Viera have, yeah, they've got the Fail from Repentwings, which is, I mean, I don't think that's anyone's necessarily favorite game, but you've got that to pull from, so why not?
Then you have the Tirali Bureau.
Yeah, I suppose that's true too.
Even with Mikote, you could have the Hetzero.
Hetzaro, yeah. But more than just... My idea is not to make it all of them from this one region are now playable, is to spread it out more, because
well, it
we
could
do
also
see
change
these
the naming conventions too.
It would, yeah, but it's like, I don't want 5 Turali variants, 1 Thavnair and 1 Garlean. I'd rather be like, let's get one from all the major regions, at least, because there are different things. Like maybe instead of Mikote being from the to all. Maybe they could be the Corvosi variant.
Yeah.
You know, more like Grahatia.
4 more fates.
4 more? Alright, that's pretty easy.
4 more!
But, yeah, what about, you know, Corvos? Or Mericidia, because the next expansion people are talking about going to Mericidia, and that's where, apparently, all Mikote originated from.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's that. I struggle what to think of for Lalafell, but like we've got a Dune and a Plains folk, so why not the South Sea Malalas? The the Waves folk, I don't know.
Yeah, the ones that originally came from the South Sea Isles.
Yeah, maybe there's enough of a reason to kind of bring it back, because, I mean, Kyle is, upon technicality, one of those, because her descendants escaped into Alexandria, into the Ninth Shard. So there are some implications that they would be in the source. Again. Personally, if you ask me, I think that they should do something with the Lalafell similar to like the Yordles, where they're just little furry dudes. The males are little furry dudes, and the females can be goblin ladies. And like even then, Goblin's right there. They all use Lalafell models underneath all of that armor. Like, a playable goblin would be kind of fun, honestly. Like, damn, shit. Trying to think of all the different options we could go for.
There's infinite, really. You're
Yeah.
talking about damn near every special society, like...
And, like, there are also another race that we could point to that I don't think will ever get a playable option, which is the Pagel. Because they have the same model here as the Pelu Pelu. You know, this vaguely adolescent sized character. I can just feel everybody in the universe clenching their buttholes about having another potentially childlike race.
Yeah, I don't see good things coming from that, TBH.
Yeah.
Because the internet
Which
is
is-
full of creeps.
Yeah, and Japan kind of does they do that thing very often where the child-looking character is 500 years old, and I look at the Pagel and I'm like, you don't need to be like that.
Yeah.
And even so, I know that there are lore inconsistencies between what players choose to play as and what the lore says, because the lore of Mikote say that males are very rare. But then you go into the quicksands and you see them everywhere.
Or
and it's like,
Limsa.
oh, so this is where the 1% of Mikote males are. They're all
Yeah.
in the bar.
They're all drinking, hiding from
Yeah.
the women.
Yeah, hiding from their matriarchal matriarchal societies. And it's like, and like the Pagel are very, very specifically like blessed people by the elementals of Gridania, so it's like,
Yeah, there wouldn't be a lot of them. Especially since they're essentially like immortal.
yeah. So I don't think that they're going to be an option. I don't think that the Pelu are going to be an option either, because I don't see.
Problematic,
Yeah, I don't like even then. I don't really see them thriving in Eorzea, to be honest.
No.
Their form of business seems very, very intent on like good faith, and I think every single time that a Eorzean merchant has come up in the Dawn Trail.
They've been scummy.
Yeah, they've all been scumbags who are entirely selfish, and the Pelu are like, "Why are you doing that? That's not sound business."
But also, you gotta think,
and they're all like, "Yes, it is."
Their bills and stuff. Their bills are just part of their hats. They don't actually have bills.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
So,
they're entirely from Final Fantasy X.
Right. So it's just like
the same exact people.
Right. So it'd be one of those things where it's like, given the armor and stuff that we would get, you'd essentially just be stripping the Pelu of like what even makes them really distinct in the first place.
What identifies them. But it is clear that they are a unique race of people. They all have these very similar traits. Even if their culture dictates that they dress similarly, they all are roughly around the same size. Despite being adults, they are, you know, they still look like that. TM.
Yeah, no, they would just be one of those races that's problematic.
Yeah, everybody would hate them, and like for the exact same reasons why they hate the Lalafell. I was like, that's another reason why I think that the Lalafell should have like a fuzzy race option, because it would differentiate them, and it wouldn't make them. Oh my god, Loffert would be so cute though.
Yeah, that would actually be really adorable.
Again, lore inconsistency. If we don't know about them until Endwalker, why are you playing through Realm Reborn as one? I guess you can say the same as Hrothgar, but it's like, it's clear that they were out in the world. It's just that we didn't get to that expansion. Similar to like Yugiri showing up in the later end of A Realm Reborn, leading into Heaven's Ward, kind of teasing the new race. But it's like, it shows you that, like, just because the camera isn't on them doesn't mean that they're not there.
Yeah.
So it's like, but we do distinctly wake up the Lofferet.
Yeah.
Jeez. Maybe they could do a Rogadin option that kind of resembles like Amarant from Final Fantasy IX, where he is kind of lanky and skinny, but he's got the big arms.
Oh, what about a Frey-like character? Because they have him, the Kikir.
Maybe that could be the Viera option. Make a Claren. I feel like that would just have to be a complete stretch. Yeah, that's a bit too much of a stretch. Like, they would have to completely remake the race.
Yeah.
Which, that is against the goal of this hypothetical conversation, so I can't really... as much as I would love if they made Clarence playable, you know, Square Enix, wink wink, nudge nudge, remaking that Final Fantasy IX, I hear. Give us Claren player option. Still, would be cool. Doubt it. I don't think that they could turn Viera into that, unless it's like one of those things where it's like they just call them that. Because like it's clear that the inspiration for the Hrothgar was the Ronso, which is kind of funny that they gave them that name in Shadowbringers instead of in the source.
Yeah. I always thought about that too.
But like, what is, you know, a rose by any other name is just as sweet, right? So it's like, they could just call it whatever they want as long as it is functionally the same. I don't know, it would be kind of cool if we got a Claren option. Shit, what other races are there that I haven't talked about?
Alright, there we go. Okay, free the market friend, Urkopacha. Alright, so...
Free market friend! You did it!
So...
Now you can buy the music!
Yeah. How many more fate thingies were you wanting to do?
I could go for a while.
Okay, because I'm going to take a brief break, and then I guess we can start on Yocto. Since that's my other rank 1.
Actually, Travis is saying he's gonna go for a walk, so I am in desperate need of exercise.
Okay.
Because we are no longer we no longer have a gym membership. So it'd be kind of nice to get out and stretch. So
there's minions and
I will
adventure
rescind.
stream.
But yeah, hooray!
All right. Well, thank you for your help.
Yeah.
So we'll have to play again sometime.
Yeah. Let me know whenever you want to do some more fake grinding, and I'll come and I'll talk about my opinions on this game and why it's so cool.
I know you
and
can just
what
run
they
the
could do
whole
more
live
with
stream. I won't have to do anything.
Sure.
All
Anyway,
right.
good night.
Good night. Bye bye.